All right, y'all, we got another banger for y'all today. This one is the Dark Secrets of America's Obese Town. If y'all don't know, obesity percentage in America is extremely high. If y'all live in another country and y'all don't know that, but the percentage of the population like of being obese, I don't know the exact percentage. Y'all can go look that up. But it's pretty high, like obesity rate. So yeah, we're gonna check it out, watch this and see what they say, cause probably say some wild stuff. So yeah, all right, lock in.
You want to go bigger and stronger, don't you?
Golly, sure.
The number of obese Americans is now around 40.
Jeez. Wait, 2024, 42 of severe obesity. It was only 4. What happened in between here? What? That's
Percent.
Fast
crazy.
forward 10 years and the rates skyrocket.
What happened in 10 years? Wait,
Americans is
Hold
now
on.
around 40%.
Fast forward
look at that. That's in 2012. Oh, nah.
10 years and the
That was like the year after I was born. And now look at it. There's no green.
rates skyrocket.
It's so bad, some call it an epidemic.
What about pancakes for dinner?
Only 7 grams of fat.
Americans are getting increasingly and astronomically chronically ill, and it is largely because of our toxic, ultra-processed food system.
It's the craziest scam to ever get pulled off.
Big Tobacco bought into U.S. food companies back in the 80s.
Why is the FDA funded by the pharmaceutical industry?
Former drug regulators who went to work for the drug industry.
This is why America is facing an obesity epidemic. That's not about willpower. It's about the food system.
Okay.
Max, how is food healing us or killing us?
Yeah, food could either be the safest form of medicine or the slowest form of poison.
It's strange to think that at one point in time, one of the leading causes of death in America was the lack of food and malnutrition during the Great Depression. Fast forward to today, however, and 42% of American adults are classified as obese. Food-related illnesses have become the number one health issue in America, and health experts believe it will soon overtake cigarettes as the leading cause of preventable death. The abundance and availability of fast and easy food that may have once been a dream has turned into the American nightmare. For a long time, the obesity epidemic was chalked up to an individual's lack of self-care, diet planning, and exercise, leading to the rise of reality programs meant to empower overweight people to simply clean up their diets and get into the gym. While these are well-meaning notions, we believe that there may be something deeper at play that is causing this epidemic. Why is it that obesity in America...
I'm gonna say this, and I bet a lot of people watching this video don't know this. Canada has 2 to 3 ingredients in their cereal. In cereal, just like some normal cereal. They have like 2 to 3 ingredients. America, it's 19. Why, if Canada, if it tastes the same in Canada, I bet it does. Maybe it'll taste just a teeny bit different because it's different ingredients or less ingredients. But should probably taste the same. So why do we have 19? Why do we need 19 ingredients? That's stupid. It's severe. It makes no sense. Like, if y'all just really think about it, it makes no sense at all. It makes no sense. And I bet a lot of y'all don't know that. Is that Canada only has 2 to 3 ingredients. 2 to 3. Maybe 5. And the US has like 18 to 20. It's insane.
Specifically in the last 20 years. And why are there some geographic locations that experience it worse than others? To find the answers to these questions, our search led us here, to McAllen, a border city in southern Texas that has become an unexpected face of the issue when in 2011, a study labeled it as America's most obese city. Here at Yes Theory, we always believe it's important to break through the stats and speak to people on the ground to get truer understanding of the circumstances they're living in. That's why Amar and Stefan will be traveling to McAllen to spend the next few days exploring the city, trying to uncover what is really causing this spike in obesity. They also sat down to interview multiple health experts who helped provide in-depth analysis to everything they're about to uncover in the city with this mysterious affliction.
And we are officially in McAllen, Texas.
Okay, off we go.
Thank you.
We're making a documentary around obesity
obesity and food systems in the US?
Okay.
Are you getting the connection?
Yes,
Why?
absolutely.
Y'all, just want to give a quick little message in between this video. Don't forget to join my Discord server to suggest these react videos. Also, you can put it in the comments if you want to. Don't forget to sub to the channel, like and comment. That's all I got for y'all. And yeah, hope y'all know that obesity is really bad in this country, and companies exploit and do all this stuff. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of it. See y'all later.
Because I am from here, so yeah, I think the low income area probably has a lot to do with it, because there's a lot of choices, but they're really cheap and really unhealthy, so I get that.
The average adult in the United States, their calories are derived from ultra-processed foods by about 60%, which means that most of the calories that your average adult is consuming are coming from these essentially shelf-stable, packaged processed foods, the kind of foods that you'd find.
And guys, packaged processed foods are like, it's just insane. If y'all think how hot, look up videos of how hot dogs are. God, how hot dogs are made. Those are ultra processed. Those things, and how ramen's made, that's even worse. That's ultra processed food right there. And the fact of how it's gotten so bad and nobody's done anything about it is insane. It's like you're literally killing like the people in America by doing this. And I don't know if it's because that's how the system is, but it's crazy, honestly.
In a vending machine.
Yeah.
This is Max Lugavere. He is a health and wellness author, researcher, and host of the Genius Life podcast, which focuses on exposing corruption and disinformation in health and food. He originally gained recognition for his book Genius Foods, which combines scientific research with practical advice on how to improve your health through diet and lifestyle. We originally met him back in 2020 when we made an episode learning more about the vegan diet.
We are now seeing that the overconsumption of these foods is linked with innumerable chronic diseases. The usual suspects, heart disease, cancer, type 2 diabetes, even Alzheimer's disease and dementia. Whether it's our regulatory bodies or even the food industry, nobody's really being all that honest about the impact that these foods are having. Part of that has to do with the fact that they are so incredibly profitable. They are the darlings of the food industry.
And guys, think about this. And so back in the 1600s, 1700s, when kings were around and that monarchies were a big thing. So the rich people at the times were the fat people that had all the food, and the poor people, the poor people that didn't have any money were the skinny people, and they were basically starving. But now it's completely flipped. The rich people know how bad all this food is for you, and they're the ones that stay fit and healthy. And now the lower class, lower middle class Americans are the ones that are obese and overweight. Because they get tricked into thinking that, oh, this food's fine for you, it don't matter, I'm gonna let my kids eat this. And no, it's horrible for you. And these companies and these food companies in the pharmacy industry is just basically forcing you, they're tricking you into thinking that it's healthy when it's not at all. I mean, occasionally you can have something unhealthy, like a cookie, once every month. That's okay. That's not going to do that much damage as long as you burn it off and you work out, which I don't really work out. I should start working out, but that's besides the point. But guys, just think about that. The rich people in the 1600s, the kings, were the fat people. They were the overweight people. And the poor people were the skinny people. Now it's completely flipped in modern times. That's crazy to think about, because it's just how the companies have just tricked everyone into thinking that. And the fact how obesity spiked from 2012 is insane. That's an insane spike. I don't know what happened in between that, but that's crazy.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna explore a food park here in McAllen. Hopefully connect with some locals. Are you guys from McAllen or?
Yeah. Are you
cool.
guys from Yesterday?
Yeah, we're from Yesterday.
Shut up. We kind of.
There's no way.
So we're here to tell a story about unhealthy systems that's making us sick.
Oh, okay. Oh. And this is the most obese city, right?
It is.
Oh my god, no way. The portions down here, I feel like, are way bigger than in
They
America.
are. Here there's so much fast food.
You know, it's kind of the problem.
What do you think made the difference in your upbringing?
I didn't grow up here.
You didn't grow up here. Where did you grow up?
Mexico.
Okay, I see.
I was also raised in Mexico, and it's an issue when you come here. Like the food, it's a big issue for everyone.
Yeah,
even lifestyle-wise, I feel like over there you have a lot more people that walk places.
Yeah.
You know, here everything's. That's why I mentioned the drive-throughs. You know, everyone goes.
Guys, I also want to say one other thing. My mom she's Russian. She grew up in Russia. She grew up in the Soviet Union. And guys, I would swear to God, if anybody puts that my mom's a commie in the comments, I will tweet the hell out. But besides that, she in Russia and back when she was growing up, they had cars, but they weren't really that great, and they were kind of expensive for the time, and they're crappy cars. So Russians, they would walk or they take the train. And my mom she was a skinny person. They walked everywhere. Russians walk everywhere, or they ride the train. They don't really have cars. They didn't really take cars. I don't know if they still do now or not, because I no idea. Put it in the comments if you're Russian, if they still do that. If y'all still walk everywhere. And back when she was growing up, Russians would just walk everywhere. They walk. Because that was the only good way to do it. And they'd stay fit. But when she came to the US, she we ride in cars in the US. We're car people. We're riding cars and we're fat. And that's what happened. She got kind of fat. No offense to my mom if you watch this. I'm not calling you fat. I'm just saying. You gain weight here. It's you don't do anything. You just sit on your bed all day and you just ride in a car. You know? If you show photos of my mom before she came to the US and after, when my sister was a baby, it was a big difference. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about.
Actually, I told him.
And people there probably don't walk, and I've heard of them having mobility scooter thingies for just the fat people.
Yeah, we came walking.
Yeah.
I have 2 kids, and I teach them every day about healthy food and all of that. So it starts at home. I think that.
Yeah.
Look at the amount of drive-thrus there are here compared to some other cities.
The drive-thrus.
Oh,
I see.
Literally within the 2 blocks that we're in, I counted last night, there's 6 fast food restaurants. I'm not even trying to villainize fast food. People eat fast food in other places in the world and it's okay, but when it's the main thing that people are consuming every day because economically you've now locked them in a very specific spot where they can't afford to get groceries, their work schedule doesn't allow them to cook. I remember when I was a pizza delivery driver in college, my dinner every day was McDonald's. At the time I would spend $6.50 on my dinner. It was amazing because I was saving money that summer. But ultimately, it's you're eating the lowest grade food that you could possibly have.
McDonald's is the lowest grade food.
Another common misconception about people.
Those burgers, bro. The patty is like paper. I'm not even gonna lie.
Who are struggling with their weight is they should simply eat healthier. While this is obviously correct, it isn't always simple. In the US, there are approximately 6 fast food restaurants per 10,000 people. This is more than double most European countries. But not only are they much more accessible than healthier alternatives.
Damn! Is that in McAllen? Holy
They're
crap.
also much cheaper. And in McAllen, which has a poverty rate of around 21%, which is around double the national average, being able to spend more money on a healthier alternative or taking the time out to prepare a healthier home-cooked meal isn't a simple choice. It's a privilege that many can't afford.
Kids eat free. That is so sick. I'm thinking about how manipulative this is. You're a dad or you're a mom, you don't have that much to support your family. Of course you're gonna fucking come here because you can have a member of your family eat for free. It's this is so fucking evil that you're using people's circumstances to just grab a family and have them come spend money here.
I get genuinely sad about it, now because now I start to speak, that we couldn't afford eating out when we were young. But if we did sometimes, it was maybe to a fast food chain or so, because that's the cheapest. So yeah. I'm thankfully good luck, it didn't ruin my life, but it's ruined other people's life.
Yeah.
And it's not okay.
It's unfair to just point at the people and be like, why are you not doing this? Why are you letting these bad habits control your lives? But it's not just their personal choice in the matter. You have to also look at the infrastructure, the lack of access to these healthier food options. We're also not doing our part in educating people as to what even an unhealthy diet looks like.
Meet our friend and Yes Theory subscriber, Surya. She works at a medical clinic here.
I'm pretty right about that. I'm not gonna lie.
In McAllen and is training to become a doctor. As a resident of the most obese city in America, Saria has developed a passion for helping her fellow residents to better understand and manage their diet and wellness.
If I just say, oh, you need to eat healthier, they don't know what that looks like. They just know what they've...
That's true. There's a lot of people out there that don't know what healthy looks like. And there's so much stuff out there. Well, they don't tell you what's in there. They'll tell you it's this, but it's not that. They'll say it's healthy, but it's not healthy. You know, in the ads, too. And yeah, a lot of people don't know what healthy is. They don't know what's healthy, what isn't healthy, what is and all that. And that's actually, it's kind of sad because you're just tricking people into thinking this is healthy, but it's not. Like, people don't read the labels half the time. I think over half the time people are not reading what's in it. Because if y'all ever buy something and it looks unhealthy or something, just read the back of it. Read the nutrition facts. It'll tell you everything that's in there. In the U.S., I think it's government law that you have to say, or it's FDA, the food. I don't even know, but I think it's a law where you have to put on the nutrition facts what is in your thing for allergies, and people need to know. Because if you put, like, iron in there or something, like, that's going to kill you, like, or mercury, they need to know about that. It needs to be FDA approved, so it has to have all the nutrition facts on it. But yeah.
Been growing up.
A lot of people don't read that. I bet. Put it in the comments, guys. Do y'all read the labels? I like to read the labels because I like to know. And there's I know a decent amount of stuff that's bad for you. High fructose corn syrup, that's bad for you. There's a few other things in there, like yellow dye, red dye, some just certain types of red and yellow dye and all that. But yeah. Make sure to always read your nutrition facts on the back and look up which ones are bad for you.
Eating. Nutrition is basically not in our curriculum at all. Like, maybe we get 1 to 2 hours throughout our entire 4 years of medical education. And
1 to 2 hours?
Yes.
I learned virtually nothing at Stanford Medical School about the tens of thousands of scientific papers that elucidate these root causes of why American health is plummeting and how environmental factors are causing it. I took 0 nutrition courses in medical school. What we are dealing with here is so much more than a physical health crisis. This is a spiritual crisis.
And before we go on, let me tell you about the sponsor that makes these videos possible, BetterHelp. You see, make it to you their link.
How is this $21?
21?
Oh, this used to be my heaven back in the day. Oh.
Yeah, man. Brownies and muffins.
Brownies and muffins. That's my world.
73% of the items in your average supermarket are ultra-processed foods. The kinds of products that are now
You say
being
70%?
linked to
Wait, hold
conditions
on.
like supermarket are ultra-processed foods.
That's my world.
73% of the items.
73%. Oh my god. Holy crap. Oh my god. 73. We gotta be kidding. I mean, like, the government has to do something about this. Like, this is genuinely a problem. I mean, other countries are dealing with it, and people already know. But, like, what the? Whoa. 73? We have to be 73% of all foods in a store. In an average American food store is processed. I mean, maybe in other countries, but... What? That's insane.
In your average supermarket are ultra-processed foods. The kinds of products that are now being linked to conditions like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and dementia.
Do you have children?
Yes, I do.
How have you raised them differently, knowing that they're growing up in a town that is mostly healthy?
I try to cook more at home. That's basically it. Definitely the convenience of the fast food.
Drive foods.
It's a big role to be a mother, so thank you for raising the next generation.
So I'm trying.
I think what's driving me crazy, and I'm noticing that now, the amount of bullshit on labels is unbelievable. You're just bombarded.
9 vitamin minerals. It says that, but like, it says maybe there is the 9 vitamin minerals in there, but what else is in there? There could be some even more horrible stuff in there. And guys, never, never, ever, I am telling you guys this, and you better follow. Never, ever get Lucky Charms. That has, like, stuff from, like, the sewer. Like, some type of chemical in it. It's literally, like, from the sewer. Whatever. It's some kind of waste product. It's Lucky Charms. Yo, look it up. I've heard it from my mom and my dad. But I don't remember what it is, but it's something to do with waste. Some kind of waste thing in Lucky Charms. Never ever get Lucky Charms. That is the worst. Low of the low. Lucky Charms. Never get Lucky Charms.
You just have something. It's the shape of a heart. Lower cholesterol. 28 grams of grain per serving. You don't even know what that means. Reduces heart disease.
I used to eat Cheerios all the time, bro. I don't eat them no more.
What the are you talking about?
Oh, those state fair corn dogs. Oh, Jesus Christ. I used to eat those on vacation all the time. Oh, Jesus.
I'll end with a question. If your grocery store has a health food section, what does that make the rest of the store? Thank you. People are being actively misled.
Yeah.
I don't even like to use the term, but it seems like they're, at times it's almost like a disinformation campaign. All of the healthiest items in the supermarket actually don't make health claims.
Yeah.
Like you won't find health claims on a piece of grass-fed, grass-finished beef. You won't find health claims on a dozen eggs. You won't find health claims on
the Cheerios and all the cereal and all this stuff and all this that says, oh, this has 70% of this, of something of protein, some like 5 grams of protein. If they're pushing it on you and saying, oh, there's this, there's that, oh my gosh, you can get it, it's healthy, they're lying. Maybe that's there. Like I said, there could be other worse, really, really bad things in there. Like, there's too much sodium for your body. Like, there's too much sodium. Like, there's a lot of sodium, and it's not good for you. That could also be there.
bush of kale. All of the health claims that you'll find in the supermarket, the front of package labeling, are all adorning ultra.
Yeah, and on
foods.
salad,
the
on
healthiest foods in the supermarket don't need to make health claims.
On salad
we
or
are
lettuce,
ranting about the
it doesn't say
cereals
anything.
here. They are saying that they are healthy and good, but I don't know if we trust them. Do you?
If you want my honest opinion when it comes to cereal, you put a little heart on it, people just assume it's healthy.
Oh, and those things behind them too, those Little Debbie's things, horrible for you. That's even worse than Lucky Charms.
And that's not really the case.
That's like cancer in a box.
Because
or
the moment
diabetes.
you put some sugar on it or anything frosted, anything, it's not healthy. It doesn't matter if you get like regular Cheerios or anything like that. They're still putting in like all that sugar into your body.
Yeah. Do you find it hard?
Does regular Cheerios have sugar? Does that have sugar in it? I thought it was just straight wheat. I always thought it was just straight wheat. I don't know.
Healthier food choices in a place where the options are very limited?
I think that's just a nationwide problem because all the healthy options are restricted by a price tag. Let's say you live paycheck to paycheck. Getting stuff that are just like healthier.
Because the healthier options cost a lot more.
Food
Because it's
perspective,
a lot harder
addiction
to
is the
make.
business model. If we
get.
can get more people to jam more fake industrial food, they eat themselves to death and then end up in a hospital. It's a revolving door of profit that we are born into.
Dr. Casey Means is a physician, entrepreneur, and health optimization expert. After graduating from Stanford, she worked for years as a surgeon before shifting her focus to preventive and functional medicine. Since then, she has become somewhat of a whistleblower against the American medical system, believing that there is much more advocacy needed for addressing lifestyle and diet issues.
And the news media doesn't really even talk about this at all, but I really do think, and I think a lot of other people can agree with me on this, that the obesity problem in America and the fact how companies lie to you about what is in the food, and that should be a crime. That should be, let's be honest, guys, that should be a crime. About lying what is in food. About lying about what is in food. And saying it's all healthy when it's not. That should be a crime. That should be like a federal crime on companies. And they shouldn't be able to do that and say that. But yeah, that's insane, dude. It's the fact that it's not a bigger issue and how it's killing Americans and other people in other countries too, I bet Canada as well. But yeah, I don't know, dude.
We got inspired through her eye-opening book, Good Energy, which presents a case for a metabolic-focused approach to health, and luckily got the chance to sit down with her to dig deeper into the American healthcare system.
So we live in what is ostensibly like the most prosperous and one of the safest times in human history, and we are very depressed. Our life expectancy is going down. So then you have to say, what is different in the last 50 to 100 years that could be making our cells not work properly? The largest industry in the entire country, therefore the largest industry in the entire world, because America is the richest country in the world, is healthcare. Healthcare has a business model focused on getting more patients through the system as quickly as possible.
I think as an Egyptian, and he's Swedish, we know that America is the biggest exporter of culture in the world.
Yep.
And what we see in the movies with how people eat and drink is literally how other places around the world strive to eat and drink. It's like, yes, it affects America, but ultimately all of this eventually gets exported to the rest of the world.
When America coughs, the whole world gets sick.
True Fit seems like the biggest one of the
Very
biggest
true.
gyms here.
Let me just take a look inside. I'll ask him for a... They had like the first thing that you saw on the screen in there is want a custom meal plan, which is very interesting because it makes sense. As soon as you walk out of here and you just look anywhere around, a meal anywhere around here would ruin a full gym session that you had.
One of the first pillars of maintaining a healthy
That is true. That is true.
lifestyle is obviously exercise, and more specifically incorporating exercise into your daily routine.
No, exercise and eating good food. Because if you exercise, but you eat crappy food, you're going to lose all that progress that you gain from the crappy food. But then if you eat crappy food and you don't work out enough, it's a double whammy and you're kind of like, you start gaining weight, become obese. But yeah.
However, this can be easier said than done. Take a city such as Paris, for example. Here, walking to work or to meet friends is the norm, largely because of the city's design, and oftentimes is actually more inconvenient to drive to your destination. Compare that to McAllen and many rural cities throughout the United States, which have
I said that. In Russia, other foreign countries, they walk. Here we drive. I'm right. He just said it. That's what he just said. Is that people walk more and do more physical activity in, say, Paris, where the city was basically built for walking. The city, like the way the city was designed back a long, long time ago, it was designed for people to walk because there was no cars. America is a young country, and we kind of built, and by the time the country was, say, 150 years old, I think, the cars are starting to come out. There was stagecoaches, there was roads, and that's what we did. We drove, and then eventually in the 1950s, the interstate came along, and then that kind of just made America into the car country, like the country that uses cars all the time. We're car people in America. We're car people, mostly, and then Germany too. But the Autobahn. We got the interstate was inspired from the Autobahn.
been ridiculed for their lack of urban design and walker-friendly city planning.
Like climate-wise, it's very hot down here. This is the coolest it's been the entire year.
It's 90 degrees.
Yes.
We're sweating.
Yes.
We're like, can we even be out today?
No, during summers you can't bear to walk outside. So if people are wanting to incorporate exercise that is free, it's super hard. Pointing the fingers like, why aren't you exercising? Well, it's harder to get out there.
One of the final stops of this trip was to meet someone who almost lost her life to obesity, Alejandra. She had reached out through the Yes Fam when she heard about us filming this story with hope of sharing some insight from her personal experience into how the American health system not only didn't help her, but actively made her circumstances worse.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for taking the time.
My dog's name is Jovi, after Bon Jovi.
Ah,
His full name is Jovi Tyler, after Bon Jovi and Steven Tyler.
I see. Yeah, we texted like this morning.
There ain't
and
no.
we've been on a
How many is Swedish?
journey and are on a journey.
I'm appreciative of you taking the time to even talk to me. I think it was when I was about 6 or 7 that I moved here to the U.S.
Swear to God, if anyone puts 6, 7 in the comments, I am banning you from ever commenting on my video again, bro.
It's like when we lived in Mexico.
I'm kidding, I wouldn't do that, but don't.
So my mom and my grandma were the ones taking care of my diet. So everything was homemade. I never got any processed foods growing up. They were very strict with it. But once we started school here, we started having lunch at school. And at first, I wouldn't want to eat it because I wasn't used to it, because it was pizza, chicken nuggets, burgers, things that I didn't like because I wasn't used to them. And my mom got called into the school and got told that we needed to eat our lunch.
Free lunches at school are fairly common around the world. However, in Japan, for example, school lunches are highly structured and focused on balanced, freshly prepared meals. Compare that to the US, where the average cafeteria is often serving highly processed, calorie-dense meals like pizza.
I think I gotta stop eating fucking school lunch, dude. I gotta stop. Like this, I mean, they're serving us burgers at 10 a.m., dude. And the way our lunch is, I feel like I should have a later lunch because there's 3 lunch periods in the hour. So we have when my lunch is 4th hour. So I go at first lunch, and then I go to 4th hour. Then there's second lunch, third lunch. Second is in the middle of 4th hour. Third is at the end after 4th hour, if you have third. And when I'm in high school next year, I'll be in either the second or third lunch, which is good because I like those lunches better. So, yeah, but I either gotta make myself something, or I've just gotta stop eating it and eat something else. Because I think being kind of slightly overweight. I mean, I am 13. I mean, I'm growing, but I feel like it's kind of contributing to the fact that I've kind of tried to lose weight, but I haven't really been able to. It's probably why. I mean, I think I gain weight during the school year. Like, I do. Genuinely. And I think it's from this crappy school lunch. So.
And fries. There are a number of reasons why this has been allowed to happen, including cost constraints, poor federal guidelines, but perhaps the worst impact comes from food lobby influence. The food industry spends millions on lobbying and campaign contributions to influence lawmakers for their inclusion in school cafeterias. This was no clearer than in 2011, when Congress allowed a mere 2 tablespoons of tomato paste on pizza to count as a vegetable serving. This decision was heavily lobbied by the frozen pizza.
Hell no, that's crazy. 2 tomatoes? Oh my god, that's crazy.
Industry, which fought against stricter nutritional guidelines.
A lot of these tobacco companies ended up buying up these ultra-processed food companies, and there is data that suggests...
I didn't know that. I didn't know about the tobacco companies. I didn't know about that.
All the same criteria that tobacco products do, ultra-processed foods tick off all of those same boxes. This is why the advice that an overweight or obese person will often hear to just eat less and move more is really actually quite condescending and even insulting, because it's really hard to eat less of these foods. They're addictive by design. You know, these companies want to create repeat customers.
What happened when you were exposed for this kind of foods then?
I gained weight so fast. From 1st grade to 5th grade, I ballooned up in weight. By the age of 28, I was, I believe, 270 pounds. My organs were starting to malfunction, and that they gave me about 5 good years. And then after that, they wouldn't know how things would go for me.
When you think about from the entrepreneurial perspective, it's like, what is every business trying to do is create a high LTV customer. Lifetime value. What creates the highest LTV in Western medicine? Childhood chronic illness, starting as early as possible. If a child gets on the spectrum of connected metabolic diseases at age 2.
You guys know how fucked up this is? Like, the fact that these companies are they're just doing this for the profit, in the medical industry too, in the pharmaceutical industry, is just trying to get you hooked, to get your kids hooked into the system where you're just stuck in there for basically life because you have chronic liver disease or some kind of disease involved, and just gets you stuck in the medical industry. It just gets you stuck in the medical thing where you're going to be paying medical bills the rest of your life. And paying for pills and because you have something wrong with your liver or your stomach or your kidneys or something. That's really, I hope y'all realize, and I hope this video gets out to people, and hope y'all realize that this is extremely fucked up. Like, I don't know why people aren't in the streets protesting about this. Because your companies are just profiting off you. The fact that you have chronic liver disease and you're suffering from it, or you have Crohn's, or you have something something that's been caused by the fact, like, by these companies in the pharmaceutical and the medical industry. It's really fucked up. I hope y'all realize that this is just messed up. Like, seriously messed up.
Which many are now, you have them for life.
What do you think is the most misunderstood thing about
that you have them for life.
That we do it to ourselves. We also have to understand, like, the community that I live in is a high poverty community. When it's the end of the month that they're running out of cash, every fast food restaurant, any wing place, any taco place, anything will have wings for 25 cents on Wednesdays, tacos for 50 cents on Tuesdays. If you're stretched for cash, you go.
And the fact that healthy crap costs so much, and it's just causing obesity, and it's basically causing obesity, and people can't get healthy foods, and they can't do this and they can't do that because they don't have the money. Because there's a lot of people don't make a lot of money. There's a lot of people that don't make money, a lot of money. Some people only make $50,000 a year, and they can't be able to afford that. Or they make only 40 grand, 30 grand. You can't really do anything, you know. But
because what other option do you have?
If there's bad policy that's making lower to middle income people feel so strapped for money that they literally can't even think about a decision a week from now. They have to think about feeding their kids today. How is this the world we're living in right now? We could fix this.
Through your story, it's evident that it's the system in this country. Like, we're literally less than 20-30 miles from being in, you know, Mexican land, but just across, there's a system that allows for this to happen, that allows for a school to be putting that much unhealthy food for kids.
I mean, they've kind of. I mean, Michelle Obama. I don't really even know what Michelle Obama did in the early 2010s. I don't even know what she did. She did something where she cut out of all the stuff, like the big cookie, like all the cookies and crap. And yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know what she did. Y'all can put it in the comments what she did. Or I might look it up later. But yeah, I'm not really sure what Michelle Obama did actually. So.
To just condition their bodies to grow up and crave.
I know like a general sense of what she did, but I don't know exactly what she did.
Give that food even more.
Can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
You're so inspiring, and I like feel the lioness and warrior inside of you. Yeah, it's
Thank you guys.
It's like a production line. You take them.
Cute dog.
As kids in school, and you just put them on all this terrible food. It's like if you opened kiosks in cities where you get people to try drugs, and you're not and you don't expect the population to just like start dealing with addiction problems. I think it's the same thing. If you have this food in school and you're getting all these kids to be trying that food, what do you think they're gonna grow up wanting to eat more of?
When we first had the idea to investigate McAllen, we went with the thought that there was something unique about this town. But after speaking to the residents and dissecting the issue with experts, we slowly grew more aware that this isn't a McAllen problem. It's an American problem. One that has
It isn't McAllen. It is a whole. America itself and the health system and the fast food that we have here is really bad. Extremely bad.
Every city across the country. But what we also learned
what the hell was that? That looked horrendous. What was that? Wait, go back. I mean, not, bro. Wait, go back. What? Go back to the
residents and dissecting the issue with experts.
Wait, what was
we
that?
slowly grew more aware that this isn't a McAllen problem. It's an American problem. One that has seeped
school lunches
into every
that looks ultra processed.
Every city across.
Oh, that's gross. That is gross. Holy crap. It's a breadstick?
Country. But what we also learned from this experience is that for those out there struggling with weight issues, there is hope.
You're not the only one going through it. Like, there's a lot of us going through it. Even if the road to get there is rough, it's worth it. Like, I'm still fighting my fight. I'm still not okay. I'm still working to be healthy again. But I am so much better than I was 3 years ago. I can walk. I can eat. I can enjoy things that I couldn't enjoy before.
By learning about the systems that are in place and educating ourselves on how we can improve our diet and well-being, we can break the unhealthy cycle that we seem to be stuck in and take back control of our quality of living.
To me, as long as you're eating primarily whole foods, I think you're going to be way ahead of the game. definitely way ahead of average today. So whole foods don't have extensive ingredients lists. They are the ingredients.
For those who are interested, we've provided some links in the description to cheap, healthy meals that you can make at home, along with some links to exercises that you can do at home that don't require any equipment. But obviously, these are band-aid solutions. The true solutions will be going after the companies and representatives that have exploited and profited off of this system. The food and beverage companies, the pharmaceutical companies, and the insurance companies that have made trillions off of the desperation of normal people.
There was a
Look at that. No, hold on. That's a little suspicious. Look at their whatever. Is this stock? Is this stock? Look, from like right there, like a little bit after 2012. Look, it just skyrocket right before 2020, or after 2020 actually, and it did a little bit before. That just proves that this crap is like really affecting, like how they're profiting off that. And go back a little bit.
Insurance companies that have made.
So here, Coca-Cola. In the 90s, it went up, and then it's steadily on up since 2010. Because here in the 90s, they were basically serving Coca-Cola in schools too. They were doing
trillions off of the desperation.
Is that Johnson & Johnson? What's that? What's Johnson & Johnson? I don't know what that
normal
is.
People.
There was a study that I read that was about how to get teenagers to stop eating junk food. And they put vending machines in a high school, and then they tried to do different campaigns to see how they could get kids to not eat what was in the vending machine. And the only thing that worked for teenage boys was essentially a campaign letting them know that they were basically being used as tools by the food companies for profit. Wow. And like their strength and masculinity was essentially going to be zapped by the food in that, and that like they were being used. I mean, you could teach people all day about the health effects of the food and it's going to cause obesity, and it didn't matter. Yeah. You are being used by a machine that wants to take advantage of you. That was the thing. And I'm like, that is what it is for me too. And I think it is for a lot of people. This awakening of like, me and my children are profit centers.
Yes.
You know, we have 360 million people in the United States, and fundamentally they are the source of power, the people, not the media, not the government, it's people. And people, I think, really want to be healthy.
You know, it's only because of the people who have chosen to vote with their dollars that we can now get organic food, for example, at Walmart, or, you know, why you can get grass-fed, grass-finished beef or wild salmon at Costco. The industry bends towards where it sees demand.
But before we sign off this year, I just want to quickly thank you all so much for engaging with the adventures this year and allowing us to make the videos that truly mean something to us. Without you...
W video from yesterday, dude. Holy crap. Y'all, and I hope everyone in this video that watches this realizes that the food companies in America are really, really, really fucked up, and they've been exploiting us for years. For years. Ever since I was born, they've been exploiting us. And beyond and before I was born, they've been exploiting us. And I'm young, and I've got to, and now, and the fact, and it's good. We need people my age and younger to start realizing that the food companies are exploiting us, and they're using us for profit and to try and get us fat and trying to get us obese and trying to make us eat chemicals. These are basically chemicals. I hope y'all look up some of the stuff that is in this fatty foods and cereal and candy and Coca-Cola. And if y'all know, cocaine used to be in Coca-Cola. Like, literally, cocaine, like drug, used to be in Coca-Cola. I hope y'all know that. But yeah, WVID, I'm sorry this had to be so long, and I ranted a lot in this video, but I'm sorry. 43-minute video. This is crazy. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed it, man. This is a W video from yesterday, guys. Go sub to yesterday, bro. Almost at 10 mil subs. Go sub to that guy, dude. Yeah. W video, dude. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all in the next one, not tomorrow, but like next week, hopefully. All right, see y'all later. Bye.